What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video on my channel here today. Today we've got something fun, something brand new, something I've never done before. That's right, we have got Spin Wheel Decides My Sorare team. I'm going to be picking my Premier League side this weekend using a spin wheel, and we're going to see how well we do. So make sure you stay all the way to the end of this one to see the results and see if a spin wheel might be better at picking a team than me. Of course, if you guys are enjoying the content here on the channel, please show me by leaving a like, subscribe if you're new. Let's get into the video for today. Ta-da! So here we are, guys. Something very different on the channel. You guys know I do love my experiments here on Sorare, and we're always doing, really random ones. And this game week, we are going to be doing something probably a little bit risky, I guess, considering I bought these Premier League players. They're quite expensive, but I decided for the sake of content this game week, I'll pretty much just allow one team to be completely random, and let's see if this side does better than some of my other ones. That's going to be ultimately the goal here. And you can see there is not much rules to this. I'm simply going to be spinning this wheel, as you can see down below my camera, and essentially we're going to fill out the team with the cards that it gives us. And then after this segment, or nearer to the end, we're going to sort of review the team, see what went wrong, see what went right, and also, of course, compare it to our other sides. So here we go. These are pretty much, I'm loading the wheel with all of the players in my club for the Premier League comp. So you can see here we've got Dubravka, Nick Pope and Petrovic, and they're the only three goalkeepers that I have in the Premier League competition. But don't worry, some of the other positions are a bit more creative. So we're going to spin the wheel, and our goalkeeper for this video this weekend is going to be Nick Pope. There we go. He's playing against Man City, so might be a bit of a a tough one for him. But let's pop him into the team. Okay, so moving on to our defenders, you can see all of the defenders down below, and what I've done as well, guys, just so you know, is I've only added the players that are obviously likely to play, because this video will be pretty boring if I just had players that weren't going to play. With that being said, I know that Pope is on 70% at the minute, but he passed concussion protocols, so he should be fine. I will also say, if for whatever reason, maybe one of these guys, DMPs or is on to not play, and I have time to enter them into an arena just so this video, still has a good chance of some rewards, then I will do that. Don't worry about that. But yeah, anyway. Here are the players that we have to pick from in the defender position. We have Senesi, Diakite, Truffer, all great defenders from Bournemouth. Then we have Malik Chow, Trippier, Sven Botman, some very good cards from Newcastle. We also have thrown in a rogue Lewis Hall in there. And yeah, here we go. Let's see who we get for that defender slot. Of course, Newcastle player would make sense, but we are not going to get that. We are going to get, just about Diakite, who has actually not played, he actually has been dropped for the other young centre-back in recent times, but the wheel has spoken. We are going with Diakite. Let's go. Here we go then onto the midfield. You can see all of the names down below, and I will say there is a couple of injury scares with my midfielders in the Premier League right now, but I guess it doesn't really matter for this video as it is completely random. All I've done is included the players that I believe are going to play, simply put. I didn't include the likes of, say, Jacob Murphy, because I'm not really sure if he's going to play, or Alanga. Of course, we'll find out in the video here today by the end of it. Harvey Barnes as well, I'm not really too sure, so just didn't include them, simply put. We've got the likes of, Sandro Tonali, Bruno G, Elliot Anderson, Tavernier, Sean Longstaff, David Brooks, Alex Scott. We've got some great players in there nonetheless. Let's see who will be joining Diakite and Nick Pope in the lineup this game week, and it is going to be Alex Scott, who is a little bit, we're not really 100% sure if he's going to play, but of course we'll find out. If you are new to Sorare and you want to support a small creator in myself, then I would really appreciate if you use my link in the description down below to sign up. And of course, you'll receive all the best referral/welcome bonuses using the link down below in the description. Thank you. So we have added Alex Scott, as you can see on the screen there. Him and Pope both 70%, so we'll see how that one goes. And yeah, you can see all of the names of the forwards down below. I will say this position is even more scarce than the midfield position. We've got Semenyo, who might have a potential injury, so again, we might have to take him out, and of course I'll update you guys in the video if we do. We have Evan Nilsson, who should be playing. Walt Mage should be playing as well. Harvey Barnes, I'm not really sure if he's going to play or not, but I thought I'd just put him in the will anyway. And then we've got Callum Wilson, who might start for West Ham. Of course, wouldn't really make too much sense as we've got Bournemouth players. But yeah, essentially this is our forwards. Let's see who we get. Come on. Who's being added? It is going to be, okay, Harvey Barnes. So we're going to see if he starts or not. Here we go then for our final position in the squad, and I will say I might have forgotten someone on this wheel, but I tried to get everyone in there, and you can see there's of course a lots of names that we could choose from, pretty much everyone that has been a possibility. The only name I did add was Murphy, because I was like, oh, you know what, I don't really know if Murphy's... Same with Barnes, I don't really know if either of them are going to play, but of course, I'll just add a little segment into this video if we get any news for them players, and of course we can respin or redo that position, no problems. And here we go. Here is going to be our extra for our little experiment spin wheel squad. It is going to be... Trippier or Truffert? It's going to be Truffert. There we go. So that is our team complete. I'll put Truffert into the side so you guys can see where we are at. Oh, and I am forgetting one more thing. Let's decide that captain. I will say this team is actually getting 4%, as you guys can see on the screen, which is always nice. We do miss out on the multi-club bonus boost. That's because we have 3 Bournemouth players. But let's decide and see who is going to be the captain in our squad this game week. And then, of course, we're going to see the results and see how well the squad does. Oh, interesting. Alex Scott as the captain. And like I said, if any of these guys, you know, are not on to play, or rumour or something comes out that they're not going to start, then of course we will respin. And like I said as well, if for some reason we find out the Bournemouth lineup and one of these guys isn't included, or the Newcastle one of these guys is included, then we'll try and sort it out, so the video will still go on. Let's go. If you guys want to help and support me create more videos like this one for you guys to enjoy, then I would really appreciate if you became a member using the link down below in the description. So the weekend has been, and on screen you can see here is our spin wheel side that we went into the weekend with. Fortunately, no one DMP'd, no one started on the bench. You can see all of these players started, and let's go through very quickly what happened then. Of course, Nick Pope had a pretty decent game, to be fair. Scored better than Petrovic, so I think he was probably the best pick that the wheel could have picked out of the bunch that I gave it. So, to be honest, quite a decent one there. Then we have Diakite, who didn't score the best, of course, because Bournemouth did concede 2. And you can see, obviously, Truffert, kind of, well, the same story, although he got a lot more AA, so a very, very good pick this weekend. So shout out the Will for that one. And then you can see the other 2 outfield players. You can see Alex Scott had a bit of a stinker. He was hooked at half time, so not the best captain choice from the Will, but Harvey Barnes with an absolute clinic, a brace against Man City. And I would not have anticipated... Well, first of all, I will say, without this video, I definitely would not have lined up this team at all. I just wouldn't have put these players together. If I would have done anything, it probably would have been maybe a different midfielder so that we could have a 6%, or perhaps Petrovic in goal to have a defensive Bournemouth stack, or something along them lines. But you can see here, it actually didn't do the best. It didn't do that bad. I think, you know, if we had captained Harvey Barnes in this situation, you know, then we could have been looking at something very different here. And to be honest, I think the Will done a pretty good job, other than the captain choice, generally speaking. And yeah, you know what? It was very fun to record this video, I will say. I am going to compare this team to my other Premier League sides, but I will say before I get into that, I had loads of fun recording this video, and I didn't really expect that. So if you guys want to see maybe a second iteration of this in the future, I don't know when I'll do it again, but if you guys do want to see me do this little experiment, a little bit of fun once more, maybe we can do all my Premier League teams. Let me know in the comments down below if that's something you would want to see. And then yeah, looking at my other sides then for the weekend, You can see here, here is my Newcastle stack. Well, my Newcastle stack. Of course, I couldn't use Harvey Barnes in this because I only had one version of him. And unfortunately, Sven Botman did not start. And Lewis Hall got a very, very harsh error led to goal, to be honest. I don't really think it was that bad of an error led to goal, but nonetheless, you can see not the greatest of scores, despite that they won 2-1 and the spin wheel. So technically 1-0 to the spin wheel because I lost this scenario. And then the second team here, you can see actually done really well. We put Bruno with Senesi. They both got an assist. Tavernier scored a penalty. Just a poor penalty. Not a poor penalty, it was actually a great penalty, smashed it. Well, very powerful penalty. Sorry, I meant to say a poor captain choice from us. Of course, I picked the worst captain. I picked the second best captain for the Newcastle team. Of course, Tonali would have been a couple of points better. To be honest with you guys, I literally nearly always captain Senesi, so I don't know why I went with Petrovic this game week. I just did. And of course, we pay the price of not hitting the streak, unfortunately. And yeah, the third and final team, another fantastic captain choice from me. As we get a Kieran Trippier, very unexpected DMP actually. I think he has a minor hamstring problem, but it wouldn't be so rare without a DMP. And then the forward position, we either had Semenyo or Alanga to choose from. And I knew Semenyo was going to DMP, so I had to put Alanga in there. I knew Alanga would be on the bench as well, but I knew it would come off the bench. So we'll say 1-1, and then we'll say 2-1 to the will because, yeah, we clearly didn't field the best third and final team there. But yeah, so overall, I would say this game week, the spin wheel probably beat me. To be fair, I think the only advantage I could say is I picked the spin. Technically, the spin wheel got the advantage to pick the players first, but it is completely random. So, hey, nonetheless, there you go. The spin wheel beats me at Sorare. So there you guys have it. There is spin wheel decides my team for this weekend, and the spin wheel definitely beat me this weekend. Although, hey, maybe some controversial ones in there. Maybe I'll have to come back for a rematch. Like I said, let me know in the comments if that's something you want to see. If you did enjoy something a bit different, something a bit new on the channel here today, then do please remember to leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and we'll catch you guys in a future video. Peace.